Hey, it's Matt Pinfield. It's KLOS, new and approved, and I'm here with one of my favorite artists, Farrell from Jane's Addiction, Porno for Pyros, Heaven Orchestra. A lot of great bands, actually. Perry, it's good to see you, man.
Did you see it too, Matt?
You know, I got to tell you, I'm excited. There was just an announcement made that you guested on the new Sleaford Mods single, which is called, I think it's called So Trendy or something like that, which is really cool. So, you know, I always love when you do guest stuff with other people. So, has that been a lot of fun? Was that a cool thing to do with those guys?
Super cool. I had the best time. We we did it remotely.
Yeah,
However, everything we did was remotely. But this day and age, it's like what we're doing right now. We're doing interviews, but remotely.
yeah,
You know, um, they're slant on life. They just got the sound that's in the air right now. You know what I mean? They've been able to capture that sound of today, and they're just their writing is a healthy dose of fu mixed in with a little bit of a laugh.
yeah. Which
I
is
mean,
yeah,
so
absolutely. They've got
I
that
just
cool kind
love
of
that
cool
vibe.
sarcastic sense of humor, but also extremely clever guys, right?
Yeah, they're real proper gazers.
Yeah, that's it. English geezers. Perry, you know, it's really exciting this run of shows that you're doing right now. And I got to tell you, one of my truly favorite shows, and you know, the reviews were phenomenal of the shows that on the tour you did this summer with Smashing Pumpkins. It was the shows were so great. Let's talk about how great it is you and Eric and Steven are playing together again because there was something in the air. Those shows were incredible. How great is it with just having that nucleus back together again with Eric there and that groove? Talk to me about that.
Well, I mean, I just think about those two guys as a rhythm section that one of the great rhythm sections we have on the planet. And I really missed those guys working together. And then count me in. And now we're really talking because we've always been we play off of each other type of band. It's more jazz. Well, it's as much jazz as it is rock, as it is experimental art, you know. And then you throw in Josh Klinghoffer, and that guy is just amazing. He fit right in with us, uh, playing off of each other. Like if you really focus in on the players live, I might sing something slightly off. I might throw a fifth on my voice, fifth harmony. Steve will react to that. Guitar player reacts to that. Bass player react. But Eric is like the solid. Eric is like a tank, modern tank that just he will not be stopped. You
Yeah,
know, he will not be contained, and he's just like that when he plays. So Stephen locking on to him, I'm good to go because I know that that sound now will not be stopped.
I know it's incredible. And one of the other things that was so enjoyable for me with you guys playing together again, and the three of you, and Josh, of course, being a great addition to the band right now. He's so good. You know, we know, of course, about Dave Navarro and his long COVID issues, which of course we were sad about, but the band sounds incredible, and I just think it's working and it's firing on all pistons, and it's proved by every show how great it was. Because Josh, being a guy who can roll with that experimental side too, he's always had that
Yeah,
ability. He's a multi-layered guitar player.
yeah. So I'm getting to know Josh better. I knew of Josh. We always, respectfully give ourselves, "Hey man, what's happening?" But I'm getting to know Josh now, and his dad, I believe, was maybe still is a sound man for Hollywood.
Yeah,
a Hollywood sound guy holding the boom, not holding the boom, but setting all that up. That's where he formulated his passion for music. So that is just perfect for Jane's Addiction. Every song he kind of, I call it, he gives a treatment to it. You know, something that's a little outside, something that unexpected. Those kind of unexpected sounds are what make live music that much more exciting. Because I mean, yeah, I want to hear a song from a band that I love, but give me a new version, and now I'm a collector.
Yeah, I hear you mean, and it's cool because that's what you were doing. With the live shows and what people will get to see Thursday night in Los Angeles at the Palladium. I love the fact that one of the things it's cool, Perry, is because you definitely will always go in a freeform thing that you do, and where you talked about the rhythm section, but it's really cool and interesting to hear how with the four of you now and with Eric on bass, like when he starts playing the acoustic part of Jane Says, you're like, oh my God, that's it. You're right there with the version, like you're like, there's where that comes from, right? It's great.
Yeah, but then again,
you make it your own, right?
We made it our own. Every year, it's like we're not making lithographs. We're making fine art paintings.
Yeah. I don't think you would have it any other way. That's just the way you are. I mean, everything is a continuation, or you are moving. You constantly. That's just the way I think your mind has always worked. As a creative man, you've always been a guy who's never. You don't sit still. You move. You continue to move things and explore, which I think is cool.
The world is changing every second, every fraction of the second. The world is forever different. So me as a poet, I'm reflecting what's going on. And that's what's so nice about continuing to record, continuing to perform live. We're refining ourselves, always reflecting the world. And I mean, I can't see doing it any other way. Right? I mean, you show up for a show, but it's 2023 now. So yeah, there's stuff that we talked about in the 80s, talked about it in the 90s, but now we're in the 2000s, and there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, there really is. And Perry, people have always talked about, the place that Jane's Addiction has in alternative music, and really, it doesn't matter who it is, if it's Tom Morello or our mutual friend, the late great Taylor Hawkins, who was one of your best friends, always will say Jane's Addiction is where the change really started in alternative music. It really did when you came out with the Triple X album. Do you think about that sometimes, how influential the music was at the time? I mean, I know you were just living it, you were creating it, but it's been such an influential thing.
Well, thank you, Matt. I appreciate the sentiment. I almost don't slow down enough to appreciate it. I wish I should take your advice and slow down to just see what's happened because of us.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I enjoy almost as much checking out new musicians, hence Lollapalooza and Heaven After Dark. I just, Sleaford Mods.
Yeah.
I think they're awesome, man. I want to hang out with them.
Yeah, you're never one to get to ever get stuck in one thing. And can we talk about that?
That's a I don't want to say it's a cowardice way to live, but it is a very safe way to live. And to me, it's just not appealing.
Not at all. Hey, those Kind Heaven Orchestra shows were great too. That I saw 2 of them in the Los Angeles area, which were so much fun. I mean, and so great, and such a great collective of people that were playing with you. Tell me about Kind Heaven Orchestra and the concept behind that, and when you think that you'll do that again and do some more shows.
Well, you know, I just got a text from my buddy Johnny, who has sent me a couple of Red Axes tracks to listen to. So what's Johnny's last name? I have a business associate, Johnny Hudson. He's a European cat, and he's on the pulse of the greatest digital producers. And Kind Heaven Orchestra is going into the digital realms, more and more and more. But with what I want to do, what I want to bring to the party is live PA. So we did our first live PA with you call him a DJ. To me, he's a producer. Maceo Plex. That was the last Heaven After Dark that we did as the Kind Heaven Orchestra. So that's what we do. We kind of inhabit Heaven After Dark as the Kind Heaven Orchestra, and we're going. Yes, we are writing tracks. When's the next track coming out? Do you know? That should be really soon. Well, Sleaford Mods could actually go in that because they're pretty much digital, but we had some guitar. I brought in a guitarist to do guitar overdubs onto the electronic tracks. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a hybrid sound where you can go to an electronic event, but you've got the live feel. So the players are actually making the music right there, as opposed to just pressing a button.
Yeah,
we're all jamming.
Yeah, so which is what makes it great.
It's next level.
Yeah, that's what makes it great. I mean, that was the cool thing about the Blasco that I absolutely loved.
Okay, hold on. I've just been told, Etty, my wife, Etty is my partner.
She's fantastic. We love her. You know.
Thank you. And her new track, which I co-produced along with Foreplay, and it's called Telling Stories. It's fucking awesome. Sorry, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah, you're allowed to curse. Yeah, I can always. Yeah, but that sounds great. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I love the Kind of an orchestra shows when Etty would open with that great cover, man, playing a cool '60s song.
Oh like yeah, the Phil Spector's version of the Crystals. No, he recorded the Crystals.
Yeah,
He's a Rebel.
Yeah, and that version was great. And it was really cool to open the show with that. It was like just a really fun thing all the way around, you know.
Yeah, man. I love being close to the dance community as well as the music community, and I get a chance to kind of bridge the two in the Heaven After Dark series.
That's great.
Yeah.
You know, I was just thinking about you when Burt Bacharach died, because you and I were talking about like Dionne Warwick's '60s singles one night. We were just how great they were, and just that whole thing. So when Burt passed, I thought of you immediately in that great conversation we had about all those '60s incredible records. You know, Burt Bacharach and Hal David. Yeah, the theme from Valiant Dolls, one of the greatest songs that a lot of people don't remember, but it's so beautiful.
So gorgeous.
Yeah. I love that tune, man. Like, you know, and as the music in 45, like you know, music nerd enthusiast, whatever you want to call me, you know, I've got like singles of that from like, you know, all over the place because I'm just a big fan of that stuff. But it's incredible.
My friend. I'm calling you my friend, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, you know, your fans are excited about the shows. Have you guys considered doing some new recording with Josh and Steven and with Eric, the four of you guys working on some new materials? That's something that's already kind of in the works, Perry?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got two songs in mind. One is called The Imminent Redemption. It is about the world coming together and unifying and all the problems and, you know, just issues that human beings have had since human beings have been around. We are going to come together and we will settle. The world will settle. and I see it as happening in our lifetime, Matt.
Yeah.
So that's one song, and then the other song is called True Love, and it's just that the sentiment, the pure, raw, unstoppable feeling of true love.
I think that's great. Well, we look forward to that because we love those songs. It's amazing. Now, one thing I will not let people forget. I know that it had been a rough year. Just about a year ago, we lost one of your best friends in the world, which was Taylor Hawkins. And I always remind people that his favorite band was Jane's Addiction, and he loved you, dearly, and as we all do. But how important the band was, and I just wanted to say that. I haven't gotten to say that publicly to you, but I just want you to know, I know how painful that could be, and
it hurts.
Yeah, but I want you to understand that I know how much you, I want you to know it's just one of those things where it's you meant the world to him, which is something that people should know, because I think that's been understated, and that's something that I'm going to tell people, but. And always never let them forget how much Jane's Addiction was a big inspiration to him as well, and so many other people that are out there, And,
what happens is people now they come to the shows, they wear T-shirts with Taylor. I just saw one last night, so it's kind of raw still.
Yeah, I apologize, Perry. I didn't mean, I think
we love him. We all love him.
Yeah, we loved him, and I just always wanted everyone to know that Jane's was his favorite band, and he absolutely loved you and Etty so much. So it's something I had to say, and put out there. But I'm going to turn it around right now because let's talk about Pornos and how we did that great thing during the pandemic, and because Lollapalooza. We did it online. It was beautiful because it was like all those, something like 20, 25 years later, I got to, kind of repeat what I did with you guys, but we did it in that backyard with Porno Pyros reforming. It was just like when you played on 120 Minutes. It was just this beautiful thing that came full circle that I was so excited about. And people love that. So I wanted to ask you about this because there's been talk about a real official Lollapalooza documentary. And can you tell us what's going on with that?
Yeah. Well, it's going down, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We just started, I did my first day of shooting last weekend.
Yeah.
And obviously a lot more to come. I mean, the history of Lollapalooza is amazing to me because of all the people that have played Lolla. It's the musicians. It's like a musician's museum, as far as I'm concerned. A real proper history of music from 1991 on.
It changed everything. And, it was the first time since, I can honestly say, since things were going on in the late 60s, early 70s, you did something that hadn't been done since the days of Bill Graham and, Winterland in San Francisco, which wasn't a traveling show, but, where he would put a lot of different people from different genres, but, all people that were pushing the envelope on a bill. And it was great, Can you look back? Can you think about what is one of your most incredible memories of the actual first year? Like when you look back on that, what do you think about when you knew that people were like, wow, this is really working? Tell me about that. When was that feeling like when you saw that people were so warm and that that community and friendship that came out of that first year?
I guess the way I could sum it up best is, you ever throw a party at your house when you're a young guy? You throw parties at the house.
Oh, yeah.
And then the party really was a success.
Yeah.
It's that simple. That's what it felt like. Man, that was a badass party. Yeah. Did you see those chicks? Yeah, man. And then the music was awesome. And we're all out there, it was definitely counterculture at its height.
It really was. And then the other thing that was so incredibly beautiful about it, Perry, was How many bands started on the small stage? The Tools, the Rage Against the Machines, all these people that had eventually ended up playing the main stage, and you giving them some of their earliest dates and tour dates. Let's talk about that. This is great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm like you. You can call me a nerd, music lover,
Yeah.
whatever it is, but
Yeah.
I need music. I need it. I eat it. I eat it. I drink it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It goes into me. It's medicinal.
Yeah.
So, every year, what's wonderful is God brings new music, new musicians to the earth. And then it's really as simple as buying a ticket or hopping a fence and you're in.
Yeah.
And then you're in, man. You're
Yeah.
in the party that you heard about.
Hey, let me ask you this, because we've all done those kind of things. We're hopping a fence, whether it's to see a movie or see a concert. Do you remember when you were a kid?
Bill Graham's place in Florida when I was in high school. I used to climb up. It was the Fillmore, I believe.
South,
Fillmore
right?
West, but it was in Florida.
Wow.
And that's where I went to all the concerts, because he never locked the window up on the second floor. So I would climb up the drain pipe onto the second floor. Is actually his office. So I never told him that.
Did you go through the office to actually
get through his office, and then I go down the stairs, and that's where I saw my first rock shows.
How old were you, and can you remember which some of those shows were?
That was, early 70s.
Yeah.
So, we're talking, Tom Petty was there, and the Cars, and my first rock shows. I mean, just think of the 70s.
Yeah.
Eventually, I got to see Led Zeppelin. I really did.
Yeah. How cool was that? Was it great?
No, it was one of the great disappointments of my life, because we all happened to be at the show it was either Jacksonville or Tampa.
Yeah. Where
it was a riot because they had only played for 20 minutes, and then it started torrential downpour. It happens all the time in Florida, it comes and goes. And Robert Plant goes, "We're going to take a break for a minute. Are you cool?" And then he goes, "We'll be right back." He goes off stage, and then we're all getting soaked, but we're all psyched. And, people are starting to do mudslides on the grounds and everything. And then all of a sudden we see, and it was the helicopter filled with Led Zeppelin. It came up from behind the stage and just took off on us.
Left after 20 minutes.
After 20 minutes, they opened up with that
Achilles' Last Stand, maybe 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. It was just off the hook for 20 minutes. We lost our mind because we were the most massive Zeppelin fans. We drove up in our friend's station wagon. There was 5 of us in a station wagon, all sleeping there just so we can see them.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then have that. That similar happened to me in 1978 with the Stones. They played for 40 minutes, not even. I think that was maybe the overstatement. Maybe they paid 35 at the stadium in Philadelphia, it was RFK Stadium or one of those. But I don't know, JFK, whatever the one was, but because there was a DC and a Philly one, right? But I remember we waited all day. It poured rain. It was Peter Tosh, then Foreigner, and then the Stones only played for 40 minutes. And then they left, and people flipped, man. They were destroying the tongue. They went after the tongue, It was crazy.
They destroyed the tongue.
Yeah, they're pulling down the tongue. It was pretty funny. I mean, we didn't think it was funny at the time, but now looking back.
I saw that tour.
You did, 78, right? Some Girls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were great when they show. I mean, then they did a Jersey show, a small one at the Capitol Theater before they did the stadiums, and they were amazing, right? But that was just their off day. Kind of the Zeppelin one.
Wait a minute. When I saw them, Prince opened for them.
Oh my God, was that when people were not being nice to Prince?
They were not nice to him at all. He came out in a pair of purple thigh-high boots.
Yeah.
I think his bun cheeks were hanging out.
Yeah.
Did not care for him.
Yeah, it's like people in America
Hard
weren't
to
ready.
say.
They weren't ready yet. People in
Yeah, they
America.
weren't ready. They
Yeah.
weren't ready, and it wasn't fair because he's opening for the Rolling Stones. So I don't know how he got that gig, but whoever put him next to the Rolling Stones at that particular time in his career, yeah, missed it by that much, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
No,
amazing. You know, I mean, ultimately, as you and I know, he ended up being one of the greats without a question.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
no question.
That's cool. So, you know, I got to ask you, Perry, because like I said, these shows have been so great. What's the plan over the next few months or so? Because, you know, your fans are going to know, are there more shows scheduled? Because you're always, again, one of the most fascinating musicians and artists, and have remained that for, you know, so many years. And you've always got something going on. I know you're never one to rest and say, oh, that's it. I'm going to redo this. You approach everything with so much new energy, vigor, and passion that it's the beauty of what you do. It's the thing that's always made you such a unique artist in my mind, and one of the reasons why I've loved you since I discovered the band on the Triple X album. So I got to ask you, what's going to be
I've loved you just as long, Matt. I really have.
Yeah, thank you, Perry. I mean, you know how much how much endless love I have for you, man. Because you're, to me, just you represent what music should be about, and always have. You've always done that, and just like keeping things moving, interesting, and exciting. What do you think's going to be happening over the next few months, just for your fans, so I can let them know?
For our audience, well, I know we go down to South America pretty soon, but we have a couple of shows in the States warming up for Lollapalooza, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, and we're even doing some shows off-site, you know, nightclubs. So there'll be small, you know, those smaller shows.
Yeah.
Which is a different energy in itself, but you know, both are great. I'll take either one any day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we go to Australia. This is all Jane's now I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When we come back from that, and we're gonna play with the Pumpkins in Australia, with a group called Amel and the Sniffers.
Oh, they're great. Yeah. My girlfriend loves them, you know?
Love them. I think they're awesome.
Yeah.
Anybody, there's a song she's got about angels that I just love. The angels, they're calling me. She's tough as fuck. She's like Deborah Harry, Australian.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's got a Debbie Harry, Chrissy Hine kind of like an attitude.
Yeah, she's killer. So you should check her out and her group, Amel and the Sniffers. And then we come home and we've been recording with both Porno, Jane's Addiction, and Heaven Orchestra. So this year, there's going to be a lot of music that not only we're going to be performing, but there's going to be a lot of music being put out this year. I don't know if we can call any of them albums. I don't know if I'm up for an album just yet, but hey, three or four songs from both groups would be plenty, right?
No, it'd be amazing. Yeah.
Two great songs.
Yeah.
And I know we've got two great songs from both groups already. So I'm just psyched about that, getting a chance to perform it, getting a chance for y'all to hear it. And then with Heaven Orchestra, I'm really looking forward to getting together with the musicians and getting this idea of live PA going. So like I say, they're going to be building the tracks right there, feeding off the crowd, performing, because these guys are all musicians. It's just they've chosen electronics as their instrument. So, you know, I look at things sometimes scientifically as a musician. I look at well, the studio is really the laboratory. So or in this case, it's a live scenario. So what doesn't quite work? So the first thing I always start with is what do I want to get rid of?
Yeah.
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 So to me, I want to get rid of the staleness that sometimes dance events have, where it's gotten to the point now where people have, it's been said that people are really just pressing a button.
Yeah, knew you were going to go there because that's the truth. You want to see just it evolve, right? You want it to evolve.
Yeah, I mean, I loved
into performance. Performance. That's the thing,
yeah.
right?
Well, the reason why it works so well live to perform it doesn't matter if it's electronic. It doesn't matter if it's two records. I loved when DJs had two records, but you can feel their finger on the record, slowing it down and speeding it up to beat match. That to me was making music.
Yes.
And he's reading why it's important is because he's reading the audience. He's seeing, like, he's giving them a break. It's just like sports. You get out there on the field, but then you get tired. You either take a timeout or the quarter ends.
Yeah.
Sporting events are not just one body of woo.
Yeah.
There's always ebbing and flow of the evening. So what I think house music, the next horizon for us is to be able to do it live. And we can do it not just two records and a microphone. We could do that too. That could be a certain part of the night, but the guys creating it right before you, playing to it, could have live percussion, you could have live guitar, you could have live PA voice.
So it's almost, what's cool about it, it's almost like you're doing a remix, but you're doing it actually with all the musicians. It's cool. And when you were talking about the two turntables, there's nothing like that sound of two Technics SL1200s, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With a belt drive where you have the control to slow, and you not just.
I love that. You hear the person. It's not, I don't want to call it struggling, but they have control of it. They're controlling the machine, and but everybody's hoping and praying that they get it right. And then it clicks in and you hear the new beat, that's the new beat.
Yeah. And there's something about that.
The energy comes back. And then we go like, oh, it's locked. It's locked, man. Yeah. Get on that. Ride that. Yeah.
It's organic, but it has the human element, the thing that makes it really special. And that's the thing that's beautiful about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Perry, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to me today. I know you've got a lot to do, but I just love getting to talk music with you and catching up with you every time, man,
How you doing over there?
I'm doing great, man,
Improved KLOS, huh?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good here. I'm having a great time with it, man, I'm good, man, my girlfriend moved in, man. It's my girlfriend and I and the cats, and we're hanging out. So it's like, yeah, man, we're going in. I'm all in, which is really cool. So that's great, man, and she was at the Heaven Orchestra show and the Jane show. So
really,
yeah.
Oh man, we got to hang out more.
And we'll see you Thursday night, of course.
Okay, perfect.
I wouldn't miss it. I want to come see you and Etty and see the boys, the brothers. I
want to see you too.
Absolutely.
Come on back, give us a big hug.
Yeah, absolutely will.
And let's hang with your girl.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Let's do it. All right, thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, we love you, Perry, and I'll speak to you soon. I'll see you Thursday, okay?
All right, LA.
All right. Thanks so much.
Palladium.
All right, You got it. Hollywood Palladium Thursday. This is Matt Pinfield, been hanging with Perry Farrell. Always great to see him. He's so good, man, To me, a true treasure in every way of the Los Angeles area. I mean, you can't say it. And there's no other way to say it, really. I'm Matt Pinfield. Thanks so much for listening and watching. I'll see you soon.